Alright, enough stalling. It is officially time for Half-Life 1 Standing List Percent. I start in the training room. I can strafe jump into the first pipe. In Blue Shift, there are invisible walls on the railing, but not here, meaning I could walk along the pipes. The door won't open if you do this, so I have to get in the pipes. There are still invisible walls, but it's possible to get on them, which makes getting into the second pipe easier. Getting into the third pipe involves simple platforming too. There's no convenient railing to get into the next pipe, so I need a stand. You have to jump to grab ladders while crouched. The next room has jumps that can only be done standing. There is a ledge along the sides, but the end is blocked. I try jumping around, but can't do it while crouched. I do it standing. The normal route would have 2 stands, but I did it in 1. There is another 2 jumps that I can get down to 1. The long jump module doesn't work when crouched. You need to crouch right before jumping, and I'm always crouched, so another stand is needed. I wasn't able to do this jump in Blue Shift, but I did it here. If I stand on the railing and leap to the corner of the platform, it is barely possible. Then getting off is easy.
Fantastic.
Pulling the crate is slow when crouched.
Keep a grip on the box. Move slowly backward.
Jumping is required to hit the targets over the railing. You swim slower when crouched. There are also some invisible walls that only show up when crouched underwater. This one can be avoided by going under. I bob out of the water and take damage trying to get on the ladder in the acid. There's nothing else in the training room.
I wonder if I should run that.
I get my fit. The resonance cascade rolls a nat 20 and happens. Getting past the green lightning is easy if you time it right. I juke my first head crab. Get pranked. The security guard gives me his gun. Isn't that nice of him? I need to use this chair to reach the vent. I always forget how early you get access to grenades in this game. This will help in future platforming sections. The lift starts as soon as the lever is pulled, so I have to slowly make my way around and slide to the elevator, and then slide to the bottom to avoid the head crabs. Jumping isn't affected too much when crouched in these Goldsrc games, so climbing up here isn't an issue. If you're like me, this part was worrying you. A lot of platforming with no way around. The first couple of jumps are easy. The next one looks too far, but is possible. I think there's an invisible platform to make these 2 easier. I did this without falling at all. This door doesn't open until I jump into it. There are a few easy jumps. Gordon has impeccable balance. Luckily, this ladder has an invisible section. If I go right for cover, I won't take damage from the turret and can shut it off. Getting on this ladder is a bit awkward, but its hitbox is also generous. This jump is too much. After everything Gordon has done, this isn't possible. I do get past, but the technique I use is used later and it's more cool then, so I'll explain later. I do some professional venting.
Hello there.
General Kenobi!
Grenade boosting. The thing that makes this challenge possible. Cooking a grenade allows it to blow as soon as you release the mouse, launching you across gaps. I use that to get to the ladder in the elevator shaft. You do take a lot of damage though. This is how I got into that one vent earlier. then this jump is doable. I avoid some turrets and jump over some boxes. I start my mission to wipe out the US military. Combat never really changes in Standingless Percent, so don't expect a lot of combat footage. The platforming is the challenging part. I slowly waddle across the surface and somehow don't take more damage. The cart almost launches me to the other side, but not quite, so I have to take the boring route. I scramble out of the pipe and leap across some gaps.
No! No!
Sneaking past the tentacle monster is no different than a casual run. I make sure to not shoot the explosive barrels so the catwalks won't break. I get caught on the lip of this ladder and get worried, but remounting the ladder solves it. The large fan room, a room that makes no sense within the universe. Why is it here? And why is the on switch below the blades? Anyway, I don't move fast enough to get past the blades after turning it on. Or do I? High battery decreases launch, so I need to damage my suit, and then I can grenade launch. There's another gap that needs a grenade boost, but I don't have the health to do it. I find all the health I can and try using speedrun strats to get to the next walkway, but my health is still not enough. I can boost across the gap in the right place, but there's another larger gap. I throw a grenade in the far corner and then jump. Somehow it works and I make it across. True, I'll need to boost back across later, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Yay! Health! I put the crates in place before turning on the power, so I know I can jump across them. I ignore the elevator and jump straight to the ladder. This jump doesn't look possible, but it is. A scientist heals me and I immediately take some acid damage. I turn the power back on, dodge a strange platform, take more acid damage, and get healed again. I jump across the crates and need a grenade boost again. The grenade needs to be far enough back to not deal too much damage, but close enough to actually launch me. This looks easy, but took me quite a few tries. The hentai reject gets incinerated. Remember, I don't swim very fast, so I get worried I will drown before getting air, but I'm fine. Look at that wall run. I carefully climb down the pipe. I get the laser trip mines. These will be useful. The gargantuan melts me down before I can make it across. I managed to run down the hallway to the next level and use the mines to climb the wall. I squeeze down the elevator, but take too much damage in the electric water. That means I need to run in front of the big alien. A grenade boost is useful here. The fan lets me jump over the ledge without taking fall damage. I turn the power on and have to fight my way up. Since I didn't kill any on the way down, I have to deal with them now. Grenades are useful. Now it's time to lead the gargantuan down the long hallway. It takes me a few tries, but isn't as bad as you'd think. It feels like walking against a wall and pressing W and A makes me faster, so I use that to move down the tunnel. It doesn't matter though, because the big guy didn't feel like following me. I get closer and cause him to chase me. I take some damage when passing in front of him, but can still kill him. Whip acquired. On a rail goes by pretty quickly. There's not a lot of platforming and the cart moves fast enough. Although I do get soft locked in this hole. I can't get up while crouched, so I have to reload a save. The rail is supposed to deal damage, but I somehow don't take it when jumping over. I have to leave the cart behind at some point because I can't open this gate. You ever quick save right before taking damage? Cause I just did that. Trying to reach the turret nest is tricky. Taking damage is unavoidable here.
Science team, you think he was responsible? Yeah, maybe. All I know for sure is he's been killing my buddies.
I use a crate to safely get over the track. More soldiers go down and more platforming gets done. A rocket gets launched. Getting back over the lasers is easy. I jump out of the cart early to skip some of the water section and then proceed to almost drown. After collecting the crossbow, I swim to this barnacle and get picked up without needing to kill the fish. The wonders of video games. There's a ladder so I can skip the first jump. The second jump needs a grenade boost, but I have too much armor. Armor absorbs knockback. Satchel charges boost me further, and I have enough speed to leap through the metal fence. The leeches take away more health. I need to do another grenade boost, but I don't have a lot of health. I have just enough though. Literally. Dealing with the bull squid that spawns behind you is much harder with 1 HP. Sliding against the wall lets me get behind cover.
Gordon Freeman, it is you, isn't it? The science team has been tracking your progress with the Black Mesa security system.
I slowly freeze my way through the freezer. The best way to kill the ninjas is the same as in real life. Grenades from an SMG without a grenade attachment. Here's an interesting fact about Half-Life. If you get knocked out while crouched, it won't load the cutscene of Gordon being dragged by the soldiers. It doesn't matter if you hold the duck button manually or if the command is used. I figure out that I can let go of the crouch button at a certain point and then trigger the next scene. But first, I need a way to switch from the command to manually holding the button without standing even for a split second. Luckily, there's a ramp in the other room that I can wedge myself under and turn off the command. I can't stand here, so then I can just hold down the button manually. When I hear Gordon's body hit the floor, I release the crouch button. Gordon is lying prone on the floor, so I'm not standing. Then I'm being dragged, so still not standing. I turn the command back on too.
What the hell for? We got him.
I enter the trash compactor crouched, and then leave it crouched. There's no way down the silo without taking fall damage. Platforming time! The water part is awkward. There are invisible walls that I get stuck on. I can't move here. It is possible to get through though. There's plenty of time to make it under the crushers before they turn back on. Going against the conveyor belts is a pain. Luckily, you don't really need to do it. I can use the belts here to help launch me across. So I've been told you only need to shoot this once for it to turn off. Huh. Look at that. Loser in a cage. Oh crap. Get pranked. The aliens and soldiers are fighting each other, so I let them. The Tau cannon has knockback, which might be useful. I almost get hit by the blades. I picked the black scientist so people can't call me racist.
You'll have to sneak and fight your way from one end to the other.
I got the sneak down. Opening the drain takes time and deals drowning damage. The combat challenge is really ramping up. The copter is quite irritating. I climb around the mountain and finally take down the helicopter. Really puts the hell in helicopter. The rest of the climb is a blast, but mounting this ladder is hard. There isn't a lot of space to jump into it. These ladders have a very big hitbox. More soldiers and a tank go down. There's some simple platforming, and then some more complex platforming.
If you intend to go on, then I beg of you, proceed with extreme caution. No!
I moved this crate so I can jump on it. This crate needs to be moved so I can jump to it and over the lasers.
Now I wonder if those...
Where did he go? Oh, he killed the guard. Now I can't access the armory. That's cringe. This jump is too big, but a well-placed crate lets me get up there with ease. The ladder is also too far. This is where the Tau cannon comes in. It knocks you back. This jump is possible, but the next one isn't. I still have that crate though. Still can't reach it. The Tau cannon though, the security guard could have unlocked the door to some steps, but he's dead. So I need to make a trip mine staircase. I blind fire the rocket gun. Another turret gets blind fired. Jump pads still work while crouched. I waddle away from the grenade trap and make it on the car lift. There's another rocket turret, but I can see past this one. I use the Tau cannon to boost over this gap. I use another launch pad. The pipe is too high, so I need to use a trip mine. When the soldier throws the satchel charge, I back up and avoid the mine. It does blow up though, so I have to place another one. This jump is possible. I lead the security guard to the next room so he can distract the gargantuan as I run from it. I thought this would be harder. Why is there no ladder up here? Are people supposed to use grenades? The Tau is useful again. This crate allows me to jump over the fence. There's a lip here so I can get out of the water. More aliens and ninjas go down. After turning the pumps on, I enter the reactor core. I flood it and make my way up the sides, avoiding the lightning. I teleport up the tower and do the awkward platforming to reach the final portal. Shooting the Hornet gun at the teleporter lets you skip the defend the room segment.
Must, but hurry up!
The long jump module doesn't work, so I have to rely on the Tau cannon. Using the Tau to get to these tiny platforms is too precise, so I just break my legs. There's a healing pool down below, guarded by some hound eyes. The Goldsrc fight goes smoothly enough until phase 3. If you walk backwards on the slope, you can slow down and stop above the beast. I use this in my no damage run. I throw explosives at it, but it won't go down. The baby headcrabs kill me when I drop down. I even turn God mode on and unload everything at it, but it won't die. Luckily, it doesn't need to die to move on. You can use explosives to break the floor leading to the next portal. There's another healing pool for me. This cave closes before I can leave, so I have to use the Tau cannon. All the platforming is annoying, so I skip it. I get past the final gargantuan. And sneak past some grunts. The conveyor belt moves too fast to walk against, so I use the Tau again. I can get over this barrel without breaking it. Interloper is still the worst chapter in the game. I fight my way through and climb to the top of the tower.
Nope. Nope.
Entering the portal while crouched glitches the game. It puts me in the rock I should spawn on. I can't get out. What is this, Half-Life Source? Like the end of Apprehension, the next scene breaks if I'm crouched when I hit the loading screen. Like that section, I can enter crouched, release the crouch button to trigger the next scene, and then reapply it. First, I need to switch to manual crouch. I do that by jumping, untyping in the command, and then pressing the crouch button before touching the ground. You may say I stood here, but I say I was falling and therefore should be fine. Then I jump over the portal crouched, release the crouch button, and land in it in the proper position to trigger the next load zone, and then crouch again. Once again, this may seem like cheating, but I'm counting it as not standing. Then, the Tau Cannon lets me reach the final portal. Being in the water makes certain things invisible, like the crystals or Nihilith. Despite this, I can still kill it. It takes me like 40 minutes, but I do it. The bouncy pad is enough to get me above the monster to lob grenades at it. So, is it possible to beat Half-Life without standing? Technically, yes. All platforming and combat encounters are still beatable when crouched, but there are two scenes where you need to not be crouching to trigger the next scene. The first one, Gordon was definitely on the ground and being dragged, so he wasn't standing, and the second one, I was in the air, falling, and falling is not standing, even if you're in the standing position. So I think I'm good, but I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Now, this might be the end of standless percent for a while. Most other Valve games are multiplayer. Half-Life Decay and Portal 2 co-op and Left 4 Dead are all cooperative, so getting a group of friends together might be possible, but I have no idea what to do for Team Fortress and Counter-Strike. Half-Life Alyx would be fun, but I don't have a Valve index. I mentioned doing Black Mesa once, and I still want to do it despite it not being a Valve game. However, when I tried to do it once, my computer was kind of struggling, so I might need to upgrade first. And that leaves Half-Life Source. I'm not opposed to doing it, however, I would rather live stream that one because it's going to be so similar to this one. And you know, it's Half-Life Source. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. I do gaming challenges on this channel, so subscribe if you don't want to miss them. I have a Discord, link in the description, but in the meantime, remember to stay hydrated.